Toys to life! Chances are if you're checking out this video, then you're already familiar with the concept of my videos on them. By the way, watch my other videos, you cowards. For those who need a reminder, Toys to Life is a genre started in the early 2010s, featuring games that utilize figures with an NFC chip on their base. It started with the Skylanders franchise, moved over to Disney, got Nintendo to throw their hat in the ring, and a couple other failures to go along with. Seriously, what the hell was Ubisoft thinking with Starlink? But apologies to Angry Birds Racing, we will be focusing on the big three today. So let's transition to the one that started it all, Skylanders. Come October of 2011, the world was met by Skylanders: Spyro's Adventure. Spyro's Adventure is a 3D action-adventure platforming game, the figures themselves allowing you to play as a character inside the game using a USB portal device. The game came in a starter pack. Inside of it was a game, a portal, and the toys themselves. Now, with two purple exceptions, this is a completely new franchise, each figure representing an original character in an original world. So, how'd it do? It did numbers. Like, listen to this. As of March 31st, 2012, Activision has sold over 30 million Skylander toys and sales were expected to exceed 500 million by the year's end. That's insanity. The figures themselves are of good quality, but the SSA ones are definitely the lowest quality of the franchise. Each new entry upped the quality until it peaked with the Imaginator figures. Post Spyro's Adventure, Skylanders went on to have 5 more entries, its end coming in 2016 with the final entry, Imaginators. These were of varying qualities game-wise, but everyone and their mother knows that Giants was the best one. While it lasted, this little franchise was popular among so many and left a good impression on those who grew up with it. It's pretty sad to say we may never see these little guys again, but if you would like to know if it's even possible for them to return, or like how I'd reboot it for instance, then I just got that perfect video for you. Oh, and by the way, here's a Skylander telling you to subscribe. Me personally, I'd be convinced after seeing that. Okay, go away now. Moving along to 2015, the next contender was thrown in the ring, Disney Infinity. Using the bones of a Toy Story game, Disney Infinity Rose, an action-adventure sandbox game featuring a variety of Disney characters. Its lifespan was much shorter, having only 3 entries to its name, with very creative titles. While not reaching the amazing sales of Skylanders, it sold its fair share, and the lack of success initially was probably because the first 2 entries were meh. I'll go on record saying that 3.0 was a genuinely fun time when you're playing as the Star Wars lightsaber characters, but what separated this game from the last one was the Toy Box feature, an empty plane for you to do anything you want in. Build, fight, whatever. The figures are pretty good looking too. I'm a fan of the art style that went with for these guys. Very high quality, very well produced boys. They also made like little discs. I have a Mace Windu disc. I actually don't know what it does, but like I have it and it's kind of funny. Disney were pretty quick to abandon this project after 3.0, and it's actually pretty sad to see it get abandoned just as it was getting really good. And this one will probably never return too, because it's Disney. Like, do they even do new games anymore? Rest in peace. You might be forgotten. And lastly, and definitely most successfully, Nintendo's Amiibo figures. Originally released on November 21st, 2014, these were originally figures for Smash 4. In said game, you scanned the Amiibo and got to train them to fight like you. Yeah, that's all they did. Now, what is cool about these figures is they work in a multitude of games. Is their function ever really good? Incredible? Amazing? No. Listen, these are more shelf pieces than anything. Cool figures of your favorite characters that you might use in the game once or twice a year. And that's not really a bad thing either. I have a couple myself and I really like them as shelf warmers. It helps that these Amiibo are always really high quality to begin with. I really love some of these little guys. And when the next entry came out, Smash Ultimate, they continued to make figures for characters. But they never stopped at just Smash Brothers. In the Wii U era, Animal Crossing released to a collective. Oh, fuck you, Nintendo. So the Animal Crossing game wasn't great, or good, not even decent. But a couple cool figures came from it. Hey, from me to you. If they made an Anka figure, that would have covered the cost of like 5 Animal Crossing games. I'm just saying, yeah, I don't even got to say anything specific. You know what I mean, you know what I'm talking about. A Mario line came out pretty fast. With a couple of exceptions, these weren't really tied to any specific game. A variety of Zelda Amiibo spanning different franchises, Amiibo for Splatoon 1, 2, and 3, and some are just one-off figures like Chibi Robo or the Dark Soul, and so much more. In fact, these were so popular that Amiibo and Skylanders crossed over to make these figures. Onto them is a slider, letting them use either the Amiibo or Skylander function, which is really cool honestly. So out of every Toys to Life, it's clear which one was the most successful, while also being the most useless. I honestly see these as just collector's items. I have a Ken and Terry Amiibo myself. Is it because I want to use them in game? No, I want to have my favorites on my shelf, make them kiss a little. And as I said, there's really nothing wrong with that, besides the kissing. That's actually like a freak thing if you do that. But compared to the other lines we've talked about today, it really puts into perspective just how useless they are. And yet, they're still going strong, with more releases every once in a while. I doubt we're going to see the end of Nintendo's Amiibo anytime soon. So comparing the big three, which ones are the best and not so best? Well, if you're looking for a game that utilizes toys to life as a function, stay away from Nintendo. The amiibo are not needed for any games, and the ones they are, well, you wouldn't really catch me dead playing them. But the likes of Skylanders and Disney Infinity both offer games that utilize toys to life in a much more hands-on way. If you're interested in any of these games, I'd recommend Skylander Giants or Disney Infinity 3.0. If you're looking for cool collectible figures, honestly all could be of interest. Majority of Skylanders and Disney Infinity are decently cheap, but Nintendo will set you back a few studs, let's be real. All of them have their own value, one is just less usable than the others. So if you want to have some fun, go for these boys. If you want to hurt your bank accounts for some shelf pieces, buy some fucking amiibo.